Namaste, guys. I'm back with the reading for Wednesday, the 22nd. Again, that is one of the remaining feast days, celebration of Eid al-Adha, and it is also the Christian feast day or celebration of Mary's queenship, right? The fact that she is the queen of heaven and earth. Beginning with release or death. Behind that, it was mirroring it at the other, okay, something else in between. But I was being shown the life experience or the tower, so that's back, even though I've shuffled. And also, I don't know if you can see there, but the world sticking up again. All right, so this wanting to be seen. And I'm not sure I made it clear in the other reading because I thought about it after. I'm like, that was that world coming through, particularly for the feminine, where she was dissatisfied with the abundance that was coming in, the opportunity that was coming in. I think it was coming in too slow. So I was reminded about the world, like immediately after I finished the reading, that coupled with that 5 of water for the feminine, it's just that she is being moved into a situation, but she would prefer right now the tower. She would prefer that it was more expedient, and she's instead being eased out. All right, so I'll just shuffle from here, but the world opposite release or death, and opening to another 3 major arcana card, the Empress with Archangel Gabriel. Lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. The Empress, of course, represents the planet Venus, ruler of Libra, Taurus again. So like the Hierophant has showed up, and also Gemini. Release or death. Speaking of Gemini and Libra, opening up to the Page of Air, logical, honest, impulsive, and curious, challenging information, delays or changes to plans, and truth delivered without tact. The Page of Air is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Maybe someone somehow involved with a Scorpio. Opposite death here. And opening to the Ace of Water, falling in love, the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth, and enhanced intuition, maybe even a new home. So we're still dealing with similar energy from the day before. Possibly some of us about to enter some sort of commitment, or feeling of home, or actual home, like a move is ahead. New living situation is ahead for us. Release or death. And the King of Fire. He's motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. The King of Fire is a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, or maybe that Scorpio that has been showing up with the Death card. Also a possibility with Mars being a ruler of Scorpio. Release or death. Cut those really good. And we come to the High Priestess. So more Gemini energy back. Could also be a water sign, so it could be the Scorpio energy back as well. Listen to your intuition, have patience, and consider carefully what you want before acting. The High Priestess, where it says like think carefully about what you want before you act, it's because the High Priestess, she's super like wise, right, and observant. So she knows a lot of things, and she's going to take them into consideration before she makes a move. What is this they're trying to show us? It is release or death again from halfway into the deck. All right, so this is important. This is significant on this day. This energy of death, either something having to do again with a Scorpio, or the end of a situation or a phase, or you're going through some sort of transition. So it's the end of like the old you, you know, and you're becoming a new person in that way. Again, can have something to do with not just a Scorpio, but a Gemini and a Scorpio, or 2 water signs. You know, like that song with T.I., The Old Me Is Dead and Gone? That's what the death card is sort of about. So transitioning, transcending. Overall energy is the Knight of Water. Emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and contemplative. Falling in love or wedding proposals. The need to balance emotions and an invitation to a social event. The Knight of Water is a Pisces. I'm mentioning that first because we're also being shown Major Arcana card 12 here, which represents the planet Neptune in the sign of Pisces for me. Neptune, which is retrograde in Pisces currently, which it rules. Awakening is the Hanged Man in the traditional tarot. Look at things from a different perspective. You're at a temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. So we might have some sort of Knight of Water, maybe an actual water sign, a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, coming our way with some sort of proposal. And maybe we need to look at it a different way before we just outright reject it. Think High Priestess, right? And using all the information that's available to you. So your logic, your intuition, your heart, you know, and anything else that you may come across that that can and should be taken into consideration. Please do before rejecting this Knight of Water or the proposal that comes through Knight of Water like. All right. But again, the Knight of Water, he is a water sign typically, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. He's emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and contemplative. And this is about falling in love or wedding proposals. Also the need to balance emotions and an invitation to a social event. Often also the Knight of Water is somebody with whom we're familiar. So like, maybe you have a male friend, let's say, for example. And I'm speaking to the divine feminine. It doesn't have to be a male friend. Let's say you have a masculine friend, a friend that's of a masculine energy, right? So opposite you. But you never looked at them in a romantic way. And that's who makes the proposal to you of something maybe a little bit more than what you had previously had together. It can be that. Or it can be you wanting to make some sort of proposal to somebody that you previously hadn't considered in that way, and you presume doesn't think of you that way. Whatever the new way is. That's Knight of Water, or can be Knight of Water in this situation, coupled with the Hanged Man. Right, and so we got to really take, and the High Priestess. We're really taking things into consideration here. Crowning the masculine. Speaking of all this water energy, it is Major Arcana card number 7, the Chariot with Archangel Metatron. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. The Chariot is about, getting in the driver's seat of your own life, taking life by the reins, as Archangel Metatron is doing here. It can also be about movement or moving, whether physical or metaphoric. Also about those modes and manners of moving and physical movement, modes of transportation, planes, trains, automobiles. Also number 7, about fortune, the number 7 in general, fortune, God, spirituality. Masculine surrounded by the Knight of Air. Intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options so you can come up with creative solutions. The Knight of Air is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, and typically has a decision to make or is awaiting a decision. Also, I had seen, and I didn't mention it because I was it was a mid-sentence and I didn't want to stop and then I forgot altogether, but I had seen, I should tell you, the Ace of Air also trying to like jump out of the deck. Ace of Air about new beginnings too. New beginnings that may have been difficult getting to, and that maybe even the road ahead, okay, even though we're, you know, victorious, we're triumphant, the road ahead may still be a little bit bumpy, but we're in control, we're in the driver's seat. At the masculine subconscious, it's the 10 of Earth. So he's feeling super abundant right now. A very happy family life, financial security, and finding magic in the little things in life. There may need to be some sort of communication or decision about a lump sum of money, right? Or maybe an asset, particularly a vehicle or something, or a home. Again, it's going to be about moving. Crowning the feminine. Speaking of victory, it's the Six of Fire. So we have not the same card or number, but we basically have victory mirroring victory. The Chariot is a card of victory. The Six of Fire is a card of victory. And on this deck, it even says it. Victory. Good news, it's on its way. Public recognition or awards. Feminine surrounded by the Four of Air. This is also about the need to make a decision. Decision mirroring decision. The need to make one or awaiting one. Take time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. At the root here, the Ace of Water. Falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship. And I was just made to say that the Knight of Water is often somebody we know who's like, so this can be somebody that we dated already before, perhaps, for example, and it's a resurgence of a relationship. Or it can be a new relationship or a new home. And here we have it mirroring the Chariot also, which can be about a new home, moving. In both cases, home can be metaphoric. Finding someplace new where we feel at home, or a new situation where we feel at home, a new relationship where we feel at home. We're content, we're happy. Crowning. Ooh, the Five of Air. An unwise choice. Okay, here. Each of us has a decision to make. Both of these decisions are crossing the Five of Air. What is a decision? A choice. Okay, so we got to be careful about the one that we make. Make sure you put some actual, again, thought into it. Use your logic. Use information that's available to you, right? Wisdom. Use your feelings, what your heart say. Use your intuition. What is that telling you? Okay, so we don't make the wrong choice here. That's what the Five of Air is about. It can be about a poor choice, typically made out of some sort of presumption or, something, it's drama. It's surrounded by drama, which is also what it can mean, on its own. Five of Air can be about conflict. Learn what you can from this situation. So if you do encounter it, take what you can as a lesson so you don't repeat it. Review everyone's motives. There may be others involved who sort of planted a seed in your head or coaxed you toward the wrong thing. That's why, again, I'm going to emphasize on this day, whatever this decision has to do with in your life, it's going to be important to use all the faculties and information available to us in making the decision. At the root, the Eight of Fire, events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. Many things are happening at once. That's also what the Knight of Air means. That something's moving very quickly, right? It says it here too, actually. Events that occur with great speed. So we have these two crossing one another. I also said somebody might need to make some sort of communication about an asset or a lump sum of money or some sort of abundance. Maybe having to do with a move or traveling, vacation. The Eight of Fire can also have something to do with communication, right? Coming in, or coming from you. Maybe that's going to contribute to the decision in either case here. Eight of Fire, also about the universe working behind the scenes, right, doing things on our behalf that help us to move forward. Eight of Fire, also a card of movement, similar to the Chariot, similar to what the Ace of Water can be. Also, both of these, or three of these here, potential, and four, sometimes the Eight of Fire too, four of these potentially here, about travel. So maybe that's the decision. Do I visit them? Do I not visit them? Do I move closer to them? At the heart of the matter, very nice. The King of Earth, generous, professional, responsible, and practical. A successful time, confidently accept opportunities you're offered. So if that's the decision, answer is yes. You have the Midas touch. We have here the Ten of Earth, the King of Earth, and the Six of Fire. So this is abundance, abundance, victory. We have the Ace of Water, the King of Earth, and the Chariot. Blessed new beginning, abundance, victory. Here we have potentially poor choice, conflict, drama, abundance, positive movement forward. So this is the only thing that we want to stay away from. I'll take the next upright card to see what's up with that one. Let's clarify further the Five of Air, what this conflict may be about, or with whom it may be. The Hermit. So we ourselves possibly conflicted about the decision that we have to make, to those for which that applies. Spend time in quiet meditation. Same way this card told you meditation may provide answers for the decision you got to make. This one is suggesting the same thing. Spiritual teaching, self-discovery. Remember, learn all you can about this. That's what the Hermit is about. Learning all you can, typically about you, yourself, what you want. And it's about becoming enlightened too. So coming into a greater understanding of things, and including yourself again. Do we need further information? I think that's good. Well, maybe now we do. For the masculine, despite all this wonderful stuff here, we have the Three of Air. Great sadness. Take time to heal. There's a need to forgive yourself and others. And for the feminine, this is good. Too much work, accept help from others. Life is out of balance. That leads to stress-related health concerns. But it's also, we're nearing the end of a burdensome time, and we're about to lay these burdens down. So I'll take this first one to further clarify the masculine situation, what the Three of Air might represent. My first intuitive thought was, in some cases, loss. And this abundance into which we're coming is connected to loss. I don't feel like it's immediately or recently that someone has passed away, for example. But I do, my first thought was that some of this abundance that's coming in, and this potentially important contract or papers having to be signed and stuff, has to do with like a settlement, and maybe you were maybe in an estate, somebody's estate being settled, so some previous loss, somebody passed away. Also conflict maybe with other people that are in line, sometimes unfortunately with family, for example, you know, of who's going to get this money, and maybe the victory is with us here in the case of the masculine, but there are other people who were or had been battling us out for our inheritance or something. So obviously that's not going to be the case for everyone, but I definitely felt that for some. So to clarify that Three of Air further, for some it has to do with some sort of partnership, maybe romantic partnership. The Two of Water. So where we had sadness, where we had pain, where we had potentially a party of three, wanting to move into a place where it's a more loving situation, there's forgiveness, and we can make up. And that would explain the Ace of Water too. The Two of Water is about forgiveness between two people sometimes, and healing a situation, healing a relationship, and often a romantic one. It can be like BFFs or something too. It's somebody about whom you care, right? And there's an emotional attachment there. A relationship that continues to grow closer. Forgiveness and the positive resolution of a conflict. So here where there was a pain, there was a conflict, right? 5 of air, 3 of air. There was a conflict that caused some sort of pain. Here is, where there is a desire to mend those fences and to make up between two people. And for the feminine, the 10 of fire will be clarified by, ego, the devil. A false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things and negative or fear-based thoughts. The ego or devil card in the tarot represents the sign of Capricorn, which this King of Fire may very well be. He may be a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Some of the feminine could have had some sort of falling out with an earth sign, perhaps, or because of an earth sign. There could be a situation between an earth sign, a fire sign, and an air sign, perhaps, involving those three. There's a need to break away from someone or something, and that will be how your burdens are laid down, right? When you break away, that frees you from that which is trapping you. I'll take another one on that, okay? Knight of Fire. Passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. So where we're needing to choose between the material and or an earth sign and a fire sign, or movement and moving and pursuing our passions, we're guided toward the fire. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this reading and found it helpful. Namaste, angels.